So in this video, I want to focus on how to say this. Is it ISO, ISO, ISO? It's not that last one anyway. So these three little letters, we all kind of know what it means, but do we know how to say it? Now you might think because it's capitals and three letters and it might be an acronym or initialism, but maybe that's not true. And apparently this guy has been using the wrong word for nearly 20 years. If you look it up online, some people think that it stands for International Standards Organization, ISO. The only problem with that is there's no such thing as the International Standards Organization, but there is the International Organization of Standardization. And actually they do have a lot to do with this, but that would mean that it was IOS, which is not. The International Organization of Standardization is a corporation in Switzerland, in Geneva, and they do set a lot of the international standards for engineering and manufacturing, and also for film sensitivity and the digital equivalent in photography. Basically, their whole thing is to get the whole world on the same page for things like regulations and measurements. And that includes ISO, ISO in photography. And if you go to their website, you'll see that these three letters actually come from the Greek name for Isos, which means equal, kind of. And therefore they shortened it to ISO from Isos. But is it ISO? No, apparently not. And the reason the corporation didn't choose iOS, their initials, is because in some languages, in many languages, iOS doesn't fit. It fits in English, but it doesn't fit in French, for example. So that's why they went for this Greek meaning of equal and Isos, ISO, ISO. And if you look at their website, you'll see an explanation of where the name came from and actually how it's pronounced. They say because International Organization for Standardization would have different acronyms or initialisms in different languages, our founders decided to give it the short form ISO. ISO is derived from the Greek isos, meaning equal. Whatever the country, whatever the language, the short form of our name is always ISO. So not ISO, which is what I've been calling it for nearly 20 years. So some of the confusion comes from the fact that they decided to have the name of their corporation in capital letters, which makes it look like it stands for something. But in actual fact, just like you wouldn't ask for CHANEL when you were buying perfume, neither should you be saying ISO when you're talking about it in photography. But really, who cares? As long as you use ISO or ISO, most photography people are going to know exactly what you're talking about, and life's too short to worry about the small stuff. But while we're here, it's not EOS Canon users, it's EOS. Greek, again.